Amazon, Apple, Meta, all reporting earnings this week. Some massive moves in these top companies. What is going on? Is it time to buy the dip? I'm thinking Amazon looks like it's looking tasty. We're going to take a look at the chart and talk about where a good area to buy the dip on Amazon, on Meta, and on Apple right here in this video. So make sure you guys stay tuned. What's going on, guys? Patrick here. The news today, Amazon, the massive company that Amazon is, the stock down about 20% after hours after they posted a weaker than expected earnings and revenue for the third quarter and issued a disappointing fourth quarter sales guidance. I think they're just trying to save face here, trying to set expectations a little bit lower for fourth quarter, but obviously with everything that's going on and all the way down there to the $88 level today, trading at around 112 and dipping down there to about 88. If you look at the bigger picture here on the hourly chart, you can see just a massive drop. Recently, Amazon trading for about $120 and today down there to $95. So a big drop here after hours on their earnings report. If we look at the bigger picture, let's look at the daily bigger picture. Amazon, back there in November of 21 was trading for about $180. This is after the split, obviously. And well, you can see this $90 to $100 being a support level. And right now we're below that. So right there, May, Amazon's been bouncing off of this $100 level, had a recent spike up there to 140, and right now below $100 that support level. So I'm thinking there's going to be some pretty good opportunities to get long here. I would say down to the 80s. If we look back here on the chart, we got a lot of support here at the 80 level on Amazon. Like right here. I don't think Amazon's going anywhere. Amazon's going to benefit, overall just from the business that it's in. It's got the cloud base. It's got the overall sales. So I think anything on Amazon down here in the $80 level is pretty much like a golden ticket to get a move back up. You think if we're buying here at the 80s and you look for a push back up to all-time highs, I mean, that's about 138% move. We don't know for sure if it would ever get back to all-time highs, obviously, but if the market, I think, we're going to get to a point where the market's obviously going to push back up. We're going to get that push back up. And well, there's that move from the $80, $90 level, even from the hundreds. If we look from the hundreds here, let's say we get long at 99, that's still about an 80% return just to get back to all-time highs. And, if you look here on the chart, back 2018, we've had some, dips, and then we have those rips, and then we push back up. So I don't think by any means that Amazon is going anywhere. I don't think Amazon's going to zero. It's going to obviously be always around. They own the space. They got Amazon Prime. I don't know anyone that's not using Amazon. I use Amazon every day. So I think Amazon's going to be a good long-term hold here, and there will be a really good opportunity. And to say that you should buy Amazon today, tomorrow, it's, questionable, but I don't think you can really go wrong buying the dip on Amazon at these levels, and especially down here in the 80 to 70 level on Amazon. As investors, we rely on data and information for our investment thesis for a stock that we see value in. Being able to analyze that data and compare investment strategies is all too important when it comes to investing. Having the right tools to be able to analyze the overwhelming amount of information and data that's available today can be a game changer. Merlin Investor supplies you with an easy to use platform, allowing you to create an actionable plan based on your trading strategy. You can easily analyze your portfolio through an extensive library of widgets. Merlin Investor's platform has all of the information and data that you need to be successful in this volatile market. Compare your performance on investments and monitor market trends to find an edge. Merlin's platform allows you to compare, track, and choose multiple strategies to find your own winning strategy. There's currently nothing like Merlin Investor's platform offered to retail investors today. So if you're looking to find your edge, check out the all-new Merlin Investor platform. One of the really big movers here this week was Meta. Meta down massively. If you look on the yearly right now, Meta from the $383 down to $94, down 75%. Remember, this is Facebook. This is Metaverse Facebook. But either way, it's Facebook. Everyone's got a Facebook. The only thing I'm worried about is I feel like Facebook's kind of losing some of its overall attraction. Maybe, the younger generation doesn't really care so much about Facebook. They're on TikTok. I feel like Facebook's losing a little bit of traction in that space. They are losing, with the overall advertising. They've had issues. They're having issues with spending way too much money on the metaverse, on Meta. We'll see what happens. New subscriber, let's go. But the thing is here, it's a massive discount. Like Meta is at a massive discount right now. Like I don't think Meta's going bankrupt by any means. I don't think Meta's going to go anywhere. The question is, does Meta have a future? And I think there obviously is a future. I think they're just really early to the overall metaverse play. And that's where we're at right now. This could really pay off massively. You know, Meta could just kind of be a golden ticket one day. You look at a push back up to all-time highs on Meta right now, you're looking at about a 200-300% move just to get back to all-time highs. I mean, this was back in 2021, September 2021, about a year ago. So about a year ago, this was, you know, there. So I don't think it's unreasonable to think that in the future, Meta could get back to those highs or higher, right? The Meta thing, the Meta play, they might be early, but I think there is something to say like about the idea of the metaverse. You know, technology is only going to get better and better. The idea that the metaverse would someday take over in terms of like people connecting and doing things in the metaverse, making money. You know, there's obviously the idea that there's like a lot of people in this world. So the more and more people that are onboarding, there's a future there. Is it going to get back to all-time highs in the future? It's questionable. But I mean, the upside potential here is massive. There's massive upside potential if this does start to get traction. If the metaverse really takes off, I mean, you're looking at some massive upside here, comparing this to Apple, and then obviously Amazon, Meta really being at a massive discount right now. What would be a good opportunity to buy? Like, what would be another opportunity instead of only buying one stock? If you don't want to just buy Amazon, what else could you buy? I think TQQ, if we get to a point where we find a bottom, where the market finds a bottom, TQQ is going to really pay out massively. Like, look at this opportunity, right? So if TQQ can bounce from the 19 back up to the all-time highs back there from 2021, November 2021, about a year ago, that's a 385% return just to get back to all-time highs. TQQ is a 2 times or two times ETF that follows the NASDAQ, the Qs. So if we get to a point where we find a bottom on the NASDAQ, TQQ is going to pay out massively. Like the massive move to the upside, you can see like from 2020, this went from about $10 up to 90. So from 2020 to 2021, this was a 800% return. 800% return on this play here. So loading up on TQQ back in COVID, back during the lockdowns and all that, if you would have got in at the lows, let's say $10, I mean, that's an 845% return in a matter of a year. Like maybe, like a little over a year. So this is a very, I think, good setup here for a overall tech play. If we get to a point, I think we need a couple things to happen. We need the Fed to pivot. We need just, overall confidence come back in the market. We need the bull market to start. If we get to a point where the world just kind of accepts that there is inflation, well, that inflation is obviously going to carry over into stocks, and stocks would then go up in value. And well, I think TQQ, obviously it's not financial advice, but if you're going to be loading up on a stock right now and you think that there's value, then obviously I think TQQ could be a massive opportunity here, just to push back to all-time highs. Like that's a serious push, 400% return from the $19 level here on TQQ. That's what I'm thinking, like out loud. If I was to think out loud, that's pretty much what I would think. All right, like that just kind of makes sense to me that TQQ could really be the big payout here. So maybe buying options on TQQ would be some serious action. I don't know. Buy options on TQQ. Imagine if you bought options on TQQ at this level. Let's say you bought option. Let's say you buy the $50 options on TQQ, and then it goes to $100 by the end of the year. You could buy the, pretty much like the end of year. Let's just say you buy like 2023 options on TQQ that expire next year, this time next year. I mean, imagine the move. Like if you bought the $50 call options and this thing goes to 100 by the end of next year, it would be a insane move, like absolutely insane return. Is it dangerous? Obviously, yeah. Trading, any ETF or any of these leverage ETFs is dangerous, but I think there is going to come a point where this is going to be a really good buy. Like this is going to be a really, really good buy at some point. Do we know exactly when the bottom is? No, but I think, you know, if you're looking to get that exposure from the overall tech stocks, TQQ could really blow up here and offer a massive return at the upside. Are we bearish? Are we bullish? At the end of the day, we're looking for opportunities always. We're trading, we're in, we're out, we're looking for this. But right now, I think there is potential to really kind of keep an eye on Amazon, keep an eye on Meta, and obviously TQQ. I like TQQ. If I'm going to really load up on something, I think TQQ is going to be where I'm loading up at. Maybe not right now, maybe look for a little bit more, maybe, you know, kind of figure out where the dust settles, see what the Fed does with the rates next month. I think there's going to be a really good opportunity. Maybe January of 2023, maybe kind of February, we'll see. We'll just keep an eye on it. But I mean, TQQ at the $20 level, $19, $15, $10 level, I think there's a massive upside potential for the end of next year. So there it is. If you guys haven't already hit that subscribe button, like button, all the buttons, I'll talk to you later on.